So, the book we're digging into today makes this really bold claim. Attraction isn't about what you say or what you do, it's about this invisible signal you're constantly sending out. Let's unpack what that energetic signal really is.
And there it is, right at the top, the core idea. The author says there's no neutral ground here. Every single moment, every interaction, you are broadcasting a signal, and it's doing one of two things, turning her on or turning her off. The whole thing hinges on this one pretty provocative idea.
So, the obvious question is, what is this signal, right? If we're all broadcasting something, we kind of need to know what's in that broadcast. This explainer is all about decoding that signal, according to the source.
So, the source calls this the energetic signal. But look, this isn't about confidence in the way we usually talk about it. It's about embodying a specific masculine archetype that it claims women are just kind of hardwired to pick up on without even thinking about it.
Yeah, the author just throws out the usual checklist, height, income, looks. Instead, they argue that the real core of attraction is this radiating energy, this archetype you project, maybe without even realizing it. In short, it's about your identity, not your assets. And this is where the whole framework gets really, really interesting. The book doesn't just give you one ideal to shoot for. It sets up this stark contrast, sorting all these energetic signals into two very different buckets, the ones that are craved and the ones that are, well, despised.
This slide just lays out the whole conflict perfectly. On one side, you've got the craved archetypes. According to the source, these are the guys who operate from a place of just inherent value. They don't ask to be wanted, their energy demands it. And on the other side, the despised archetypes. They're all about neediness, seeking approval, trying way too hard, and creating this weird pressure instead of genuine attraction.
Okay, let's dive into our first case study here. The book starts with one of the most fundamental dynamics it identifies, the huge difference between being a protector and being a pleaser. And this is all about the idea of safety. The source really redefines protection in an interesting way. It's not about being soft or agreeable or just saying yes to everything. It's about capacity. It's the ability to be an emotional rock, to handle her emotional storms without getting swept away yourself. And when you put them side by side like this, the difference is just night and day. The protector is defined by his internal strength, right? His mind is stronger than her moods. He leads, he sets boundaries. The pleaser, on the other hand, he's totally reactive. He's tiptoeing around, constantly checking in. Are you okay? Seeking validation. His entire identity is basically secondary to her approval. And the book argues this isn't kindness, it's weakness. And there you have it. The author uses this incredibly raw line to just hammer the point home. The pleaser, by needing her permission for everything and falling apart at the first sign of trouble, doesn't make her feel safe. He makes her feel like his captor. A protector, in this view, is free. But a pleaser, he's a hostage. All right, let's totally shift gears and jump into our second case study. This one moves from safety to a completely different kind of energy, tension. This is all about the provocateur versus what the book calls the robot. The predictable, logical, safe guy. I mean, this question really gets to the heart of the next archetype. Most of us think being reliable and consistent is a good thing, right? Well, the source argues that in the world of seduction, it's an absolute killer. So here's the theory. Comfort and predictability, that leads to friendship, not desire. Attraction, it claims, is actually born in uncertainty, in friction. It needs that little bit of mystery, of the unknown, because that's the space where obsession and fantasy really start to grow. So how do you actually create this uncertainty? The source lays out a few key tools. It's not about lying. It's about revealing information with precision. It's about being emotionally unpredictable instead of just mirroring her every mood. It's creating what they call story gaps and using a push-pull dynamic, alternating between warmth and distance to generate what the author calls erotic polarity. And this is a perfect, really concrete example. By opening a loop but not closing it, you start to occupy mental real estate. She'll keep thinking about it, wondering what the story is. The robot would just explain everything logically right then and there, but the provocateur, he leaves her guessing. And according to the author, that is way, way more compelling. Okay, so let's pull all this together. We've talked about the protector and the provocateur. But what's the big picture here? Well, the source argues that underneath all of this, there's just one single thing that matters most, your fundamental identity.
At the end of the day, this isn't about a list of techniques you have to perform. It's about who you are, that energy you radiate, your pre-verbal signature. It's a direct reflection of your core identity. And the book argues that that is what she feels in the first few seconds, long before any logical part of her brain kicks in. And that's where we're going to leave it. It's a really powerful, reflective question, isn't it? After breaking all this down, the source turns the lens right back on you, the reader. It asks you to stop thinking so much about what to say or do, and instead to just consider the fundamental signal, the core archetype that you are broadcasting to the world. What is it?